Hey lovelies, it's Okune. Welcome or welcome back to the Coco Swatches YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about this very popular, most talked about right now drugstore foundation, the new Covergirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. This is the newest foundation on the drugstore market that has 40 shades, and I will try to show you guys this huge PR box without dropping all the foundations, which is something I would do, but here are all 40 shades of, well, missing my shade, which is D70. In this video, I'm going to do a quick wear test and just talk about the different shades of the foundation. I have swatches of half of the foundation shades, 20 of them. They go from, I think it's what, light, medium, tan, and dark. So we'll just discuss, make sure I'm in focus here, we're going to discuss about this foundation, about, drugstore brands, trying to come for our coin and finally expanding their shade range. And might even take a trip to our local Walmart to see if this foundation is in stores. It's June 3rd, so it should be in stores now. So yeah, we'll see. So if you are interested in this foundation, you're curious about it, you're excited that you have a new drugstore option and you want to find out more, stay tuned and keep on watching. So I'm going in with the Covergirl Skin Smoothing Primer. Out of all the primers that I received in PR, this was my favorite primer. I really like the way it makes my skin look. It really smooths out the skin, blurs the pores, and my skin is going through some things right now, so I really need that. Next, I'm going in with the foundation. My shade is D70. I'm just applying one pump on a flat kabuki brush. This is from Royal & Langnickel, and I'm using that to disperse the product onto my face. So I'm going to try to just concentrate the coverage on one side of my face, so you guys can kind of see what it looks like with the foundation and without the foundation. This is just one pump, so I'm trying my best to just keep it on that right side, and I'll show you what it looks like on one side with the foundation and the other side without. So as you can see, it's kind of a medium coverage. It looks really natural when you first apply it, and it's covering up mostly everything, but you can still see some blemishes and things coming through. So that's the side without, and that's the side with. So that's only one pump. So I'm going in with a second pump on this other side of my face. This is a foundation, at least for me personally, I can use up to 3 to 4 pumps. Because it is medium coverage, it's not full, so you can kind of see my blemishes and things are coming through still. So I'm going in with my third and last pump. I find it's best to wait like, about 30 seconds to a minute in between layering and building up this foundation. You guys can kind of see that it's not quite matte yet. Like, it looks a little bit dewy even though it's a mattifying foundation. So it takes time to kind of set itself. So it's kind of best to wait in between layers when trying to build up coverage. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup routine, and I'll be right back so we can chat more about this foundation. So you guys just saw me apply this foundation. As you can see, it's pretty matte now, even though it was kind of looking a little bit glowy before, a little bit sus. But it looks good. The time is almost 4:30, so we're going to come back in a few hours. Might take a trip to Walmart and see what this foundation display is actually going to look like. So we're gonna, we're gonna go and see how I have errands to run. I'm gonna go do those errands, do what I need to do. We'll come back in a few hours and chat some more all about this foundation. Hey love, so I'm back. It is officially after midnight, 12:02. So it's been about 8 hours since I applied this foundation. So let's chat about it. So I've been wearing it. It was a sunny day today, and I primed it with the Skin Smoothing Primer from Covergirl. I actually really like that primer. I like the way it makes my skin look. What I didn't do today, which I forgot to do, was do the powder before foundation. But I mean, it's fine because you guys can just see, not everyone does that step. Not everyone wears loose powder. So you guys can just see how this foundation wears with just foundation and a primer. So as you can see, I am a little bit shiny, but every foundation video I do, I'm always shiny in the same area, which is this area right here, my T-zone. So I mean, that's nothing new. This is a $9 foundation, and so for $8 or $9, I'm looking pretty damn good. Like, I have been wearing this foundation for actually weeks now. I filmed this video before. I didn't like the way it turned out. So this is like my second or third time trying to film it. So I've had a lot of experience with this foundation, and for a drugstore foundation, I am seriously impressed. I did make it to Walmart. I'll insert a photo here of what the display looked like. They did have all 40 shades, which I was really excited about, because one of my concerns about, all of these brands now trying to be inclusive, which is great. I mean, excuse my tone, it's great that brands are now starting to realize that they need to be diverse and be inclusive. It's always a catch-22, but, if I start getting into that, this video will be, hella minutes long, so I'm not going to start the pros and cons of brands trying to get into the diversity game or whatever. But I will say, I think Covergirl is making a genuine effort trying to be inclusive and diverse. They've rebranded their entire brands. This isn't just a one-off thing. I feel like they're trying to be a more inclusive brand as a whole, not just in their foundation range. But my concerns about that were surrounding, like, are we going to be able to get the darker shades in the stores? Like, it's just going to be the same old song where these brands are coming out with all these foundations and having all these, like, extensive ranges, but we still have the same selection of beige, 50 shades of beige whenever we walk into a beauty section in our Ulta or our Walmart or our Targets, etc. So I was really happy to see the display of all 40 shades there, so that anyone that came into, at least my Walmart, I'm in San Diego right now, so my local Walmart had all 40 shades. Hopefully that's not just like a promotional display. I mean, it is a promotional display, but hopefully they continue to have like all the shades. The promotional display had all the shades. Down the line, I'm sure they're gonna change how the foundations are displayed. So hopefully down the line, they're gonna figure out a way to do the little merchandising and have as many shades as possible in the store, so I'll be looking out for that. There have been drugstore companies like Black Radiance, Iman, Black Opal that have already had shades. Even Covergirl, I don't even know what they're doing with Covergirl Queen, but Covergirl Queen had shades for us, and so it's going to be interesting to see how, the merchandising and the process is going to be behind all these brands coming out with these shade ranges, because before they used to say, oh, it's the population in the neighborhood is why there's no darker shades there. But I'm heavily side-eyeing that reasoning, because I don't trust that there's any real data behind that. I feel like it's an assumption made by a lot of brands. But anyways, like I said, I don't want to get into it. I'll be here forever. But it's going to be interesting to see how, as more and more brands begin to be inclusive, how the store's experience is going to reflect that. Anyways, with all that being said, I really enjoy this foundation. I'm just going to look at my app, because I have the little, I should be using this in the videos. In the app, if you don't have the Swatches app, you should download it, because we do in-depth reviews of all the products that I review here on YouTube and swatch on Instagram, etc. So, like the longevity, I gave this a 9.5, because for a drugstore foundation, it was super mattifying. You guys kind of saw it has a little bit of a weird formula. It's like kind of, I don't know, like, it's not, it takes a while to mattify down, basically. But once it's dried down, it lasts for a long time. I look pretty darn good for 8 hours of wear. Its availability, I put a 9 because I wasn't sure if it was going to be available in stores like the 40, but now I might put that 9 up to a 10, because having 40 shades available in stores is really impressive. Some prestige brands don't even have all of their shades available in stores, so I felt that was pretty good. Authenticity. Does this foundation do what it says it's going to do? It has 40 shades, which I'll insert swatches here somewhere. The shade range is great that it's 40, but there are some wonky shades in there. Some people, are commenting on Instagram. Like, there's a couple swatches that look really green, kind of, a little bit weird, but someone with the olive undertone might really look good in those swatches. So, I don't know. I'm glad that there's 40. I'm glad they go pretty deep, and I'm D70. There's only 2 after me, which isn't the best, and maybe they could kind of reformulate that deep selection, but it's a good start. Packaging, it's great. Where is it? It has a pump, which is great for a drugstore foundation, and you can switch it on and off. So, like, if you lose the cap and you throw it in your bag, it's not going to spill anywhere. Not on and off, what do I mean? Close and open. So you can close and open the pump. Lock lock and unlock, that's the better word, lock and unlock the pump. And melanin friendly, obviously it is, it's pretty melanin friendly. 40 shades, like I keep saying, it will, I think most people are going to be able to find their shade in this collection, but as I said before, the deep section probably could use a little bit more in between shades. Like there's a little bit of wonky shades in there. Maybe they need to kind of think about that down the line. But all in all, I'm really, really impressed with this foundation. Like Maybelline and Covergirl are like coming for our prestige coins. We're not going to have to go to Sephora anymore. We could just go to our local Target, which I'm juiced about. I'm a bargain hunter, and I wish when I was in high school and I was only allowed to get makeup at the drugstore that these types of options were available to me. So I'm super juiced about this foundation. I feel like it has great coverage. I would wear this as an everyday foundation. I think even though it's medium coverage, it is a little bit buildable like you guys saw me do in the demo. So yeah, this is my review, my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to our channel. It really helps me out. You guys subscribe and support, comment, and like this video if you're feeling it. And as always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.